Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of The Comic Show with me, Gaz. In this show, I talk about what's been happening in this week in comics, if there's any issue that might be worth picking up at cover price, or issues you can identify as keys to grab them when you see them out in the wild. I'm really glad to see that people enjoyed the two-part special segment I did on DC key issues. And I think I did that over the last two shows. Today, I'll go back to more Marvel keys that I would consider looking to get. But wait, first, can I ask you to like, share, and subscribe to the page so we can grow this to be absolutely massive. Let's start with the news and another week and another Spidey villain. And this might just be a cash grab from Marvel once again, introducing a villain with no staying power. But I have to tell you about her. The villain name is Rabble, but her real name is Raneem. And Miles Morales' Spider-Man issue 1 will be her first full appearance. Then Marvel Comics is celebrating 100 years of Stan Lee. Yes, Stan would have been 100 this year. So Humberto Ramos has done this special cover to commemorate the occasion. I'm not a fan of the art though. I think it could have been done way better. As far as ridiculous art goes, this is what's happening for Sins of Sinister. They're showing all the characters 100 years on, and this is the Storm cover. Now, I don't want to give away too much, but I previously spoke about the flagship titles for Marvel and DC being Spider-Man and Batman. In a random twist of fate, it seems like both characters have been killed. And yes, we'll know they'll be brought back. But Spider-Man was killed with the same dagger that erased Jessica Drew from existence. Now, you remember she was stabbed by Spider-Man Noir. And this happens in Spider-Man issue 3. And in Batman issue 130, I mean, that's after the whole fail-safe debacle, it seems like he's been lasered to death. But I'm going to leave you to read up the stories and make up your own mind on this. Now, on to my picks this week. And I often try and include issues that have some significance to news that's come out or speculation based on rumors. You might wonder why I don't put more focus on price. And I think it really depends what part of the world you're in. Comics are more readily available in the US and Canada, and there aren't as many hectic customs and shipping fees attached to it. So personally, for me, it's more important to know why these are key issues. So if you ever see them in dollar bins or back issue boxes, you know you've got to grab them. I'll try and give you average prices for the issues, but just remember, a raw copy will differ significantly to a 9.8 CGC. So you just have to keep that in mind. Now, the new trailer of Guardians of the Galaxy issue 3, volume 3, dropped recently. So these books are picking up significantly. And Hulk 271 is no exception. Came out in 1982, and this is the first comic appearance of your favorite trash panda, Rocket Raccoon. Now, this is really his second appearance and first cover appearance, because his first appearance is in this book, Marvel Preview Presents issue 7. But we'll talk about this one another day. So, Hulk 271 is also the first appearance of Judson Jakes, Blackjack O'Hare, and Lila, Rocket's otter love. So, we saw her in the trailer, and she might, quick become a fan favorite, so I wouldn't sleep in this book. I think I've got about 5 copies, and this issue will continue to increase in price for quite a while. Basically because I think Rocket and Groot will remain fan favorites. The next one is Marvel Superheroes issue 8. So that's volume 2 from 1991. We're slowly seeing all the new Avengers appear in the MCU, like America Chavez, Riri Williams, Tommy Wiccan, and so it makes sense that Squirrel Girl is coming. This one hasn't picked up yet, but it's another I would highly recommend getting before it's too late and out of your budget. Then this one is an absolute sleeper, and one of the old school fanboys are always after, So it's X-Men issue 50. It's partly because of the iconic art by Steranko, but it's also the first time they used the classic X-Men logo. It's also the first full appearance of Magneto's daughter, Lorna Dane, who later becomes, or she takes on the name Polaris. I mean, the centering of Polaris and the bright green and yellow colors, I mean, along with the negative spacing of the universe, make this an amazing classic key issue. It's also the second appearance of Mesmero and the origin of Beast. It's a relatively expensive issue, so if you ever get the chance to grab one, I suggest you do. Like, collectors are always looking to add that one to their collections. Onto a slightly more affordable book. X-Factor issue 6 is the first full appearance of Apocalypse. And I always thought this issue should command a higher price for a villain of such a caliber, but the market disagrees. So this issue came out in 1986, and it's just a good one to always keep in your collection. I have a few modern issues that I think are clever to pick up now, and Amazing Spider-Man issue 4, that's volume 3 from 2014, is the first appearance of Silk. She's a Korean-American girl who was bitten by the same radioactive spider that bit Peter Parker. It looks like there's a TV series called Silk Spider Society that's currently in production by Amazon, where the showrunner will be Amy Kang from Walking Dead and produced by Lord and Miller, who produced Into the Spider-Verse. People know about this book, but with the current market correction, it's a clever bet to pick up and just keep a few copies of this one. Another modern issue that's correcting pretty hard is Venom issue 3 from 2018. It's the first full appearance of Null, so god and creator of the symbiote alien race. The opportunities for this character are endless, and if he's brought into the MCU, we're going to see this book jump considerably. But I still think we're a few years away from that happening. And lastly, we have one of my favorites, Runaways issue 1. Now, I think the train has left the station on this one unless they decide to incorporate the characters from the series into the current MCU. But it was just strange and different. I enjoyed the read growing up. The only reason why this one made my list this week is that Marvel trademarked the title Runaways New Era. So who knows what they have in store for these characters. This issue came out in 2003, and it's the first team appearance of the Runaways, I mean all the characters, and it's also the first appearance of Pride. So, well worth picking up if you get the chance to pick this one up cheap. So I think that's it for me this week, everyone. Thank you for joining. I hope you have a great week, and I'll catch you on the side of the flipping. Okay, bye.